So, guys, lads, what a surprise. What a surprise. I called it earlier. A packed house and a record for the highest NBA or WNBA game broadcast in the last 2 seasons on NBA TV. And by the way, more viewers than Game 5 of Miami versus Milwaukee, when Miami made the 1 versus 8 seed. When they won the 1 versus 8 seed, Game 5 of that series, Miami won it. This game has more viewership. And let's take a look again. We are looking at the top 10 in the past 12 months. So WNBA and NBA season on NBA TV. 5. You might be saying, 5 of them are Caitlin Clark. No, 5 of them are Caitlin Clark in the last 3 weeks. The most recent of these games was August the 24th. From August the 24th to September the 11th. 2.5 weeks. In 2.5 weeks, Caitlin Clark has 5 of the top 10 most viewed games in the last year. And again, this includes Cavs and Warriors. I don't know, again, why this was so highly viewed, but it also includes Steph versus Wemby, Ant versus LeBron, Wemby versus KD, Zion versus LeBron. They're the only games in this. I don't know how Cavs Warriors is the highest, but the only other games that are in this, again, Ant versus LeBron. This is more viewed than any playoff game on NBA TV. And if you guys agree that this is like crazy, subscribe. We are trying to hit 35,000 subscribers as soon as possible. If we're not going to hit it by the end of the day. If we can hit like 34.75 by the end of the day, that would be insane. But like, again, I jumped up out of bed when I saw this. I needed to make a video on this. Like, obviously, I'm not at home right now. And got to get as many videos out as possible. Like, things don't change. Once I got my laptop, my microphone, my camera, it doesn't matter. I could be in a car at a music festival and I'm still making videos. I could be in Spain. I could be anywhere. You'll see in just random spots. Heck, I made video from a tent in a music festival. But this right here shows everyone's like, the WNBA is going to die. The Caitlin Clark fans are going to go. All those crazy people. And it's like, oh no, they were never Caitlin Clark fans. And that's the funniest part about this is that people think, I'm seeing Monica McNutt celebrate. Like, I need to find more people that like this gotcha moment being like, yeah, see, people were just using Caitlin Clark to push this. And it's like, and you're like, these people were never actually Caitlin Clark fans. Like, yes, no one ever argued that. No one ever argued that unhinged people were saying and doing stuff that they should have never done and just claiming to be Caitlin Clark, claiming to be doing it on behalf of Caitlin Clark. Yes, they latched onto it. That's nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. 2, they were never Caitlin Clark fans. And that's what the problem is that when you don't like this group of people, but you also don't like Caitlin Clark, you're like, they're all Caitlin Clark fans. And now that they're not Caitlin Clark fans, it's like, they were never Caitlin Clark fans. See, we were right. It's like, no, you were wrong. You were wrong. The actual people with any sense, any sanity were like, look, these were crazy people. They were not Caitlin Clark fans. Caitlin Clark does not have to say anything for them. But now it's like demanding Caitlin Clark apologize to these unhinged people. Now they turned on Caitlin Clark. It's like, they were never actually Caitlin Clark fans. Now that fits your agenda, you're going to do that? No, screw you. You just want to bully a 22-year-old girl. Either way, this game was a bad game for 678,000 people to watch. It really was. Like, we've got A'ja Wilson stinking it up. And I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm watching the games. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, 27 and 12. No turnovers. Well, it's hard to turn the ball over when you don't pass, first of all. When you catch the ball and shoot a bad shot every single time, it's hard to shoot it. It's hard to do that. When you, instead of taking easy layups, start shooting fadeaways over Caitlin Clark, over the Caitlin Clark mismatch. A'ja sucked. Caitlin sucked. Kelsey Plum sucked. Jackie Young sucked. Chelsea Gray is Chelsea Gray. Kelsey Mitchell hooped. Like, the best player on the floor yesterday was Alicia Clark for the Aces. The Aces won that game because of Alicia Clark, Tiffany Hayes, and Sydney Colson. Say it like it is. Like, that is why they won the game, is they had Alicia Clark. And for people being like, oh, look at all the Aces bench, they have so much depth. Tiffany Hayes, cool. I'm sorry, Sydney Colson is like, she just goes off one game a year. Was it last year? It was like game 4 of the finals or something. She went off. But like, she's just, I love Sydney Colson as a player. Of all WNBA players that I'm like, there are very few WNBA players that I think should have access to Twitter. Sydney Colson is maybe the one. Sydney Colson is a one because you can take all the abuse when you take yourself as like not seriously as Sydney Colson. She takes herself like, she doesn't take herself seriously whatsoever, and with that you can kind of take some of the hits. If you're just like, Sydney Colson is as much of a troll as the freaking Twitter trolls, but she can still come on whether she's giving you 30 minutes or whether she's giving you 30 seconds. She'll give the same energy, which is why I like Colson. I wish we had Colson on the Fever. I really do. Just not even specifically Colson, someone like that who can give you 30 seconds of energy or give you 30 minutes of energy. Erica Wheeler to an extent is that. But yeah, we're going to see an even bigger, it's going to be on Ion. It's going to break the record for Ion views. It's going to have more viewers. Was Angel and Caitlin on Ion or whatever the most viewed one on Ion is, it's going to break the most viewed Ion. I don't even know what Ion is. Like, I know I've heard a lot of American fans say that they legitimately had never heard of Ion before this year. I still don't know what Ion is. Like, I actually don't know what it is. Like, as an Irish man, I assume it's a TV channel. I don't know what it is, but you know what? I know what it is now. And I'd say Ion is probably, I'd say there's probably not a network as happy with picking something up as Ion picking up these WNBA games. Because you're even hearing like Stephen A. Smith and all the like mainstream media being like, people are watching this on Ion. Like, I've never heard of it before. Most of these people haven't heard of it. Now everyone's heard of Ion. And this right here, the fact that on NBA TV, which is not an easy like thing to get apparently in America, 700,000. And like, it is nearly 100,000. We have to take into account, this is a regular season game, by the way. And yes, to it, like, you can't say Aja Wilson is not the reason it was more viewed in the Wings. People wanted to watch Arike versus Caitlin. People wanted to watch Arike. People wanted to watch Aja versus Caitlin. The fans left very disappointed when they got to watch one of the worst refereeing performances in history, and both Aja and Caitlin stinking it up. And again, I'm going to talk about it like this. I'm not going to be one of those people that will say Aja Wilson can do no wrong. Like, Aja Wilson has had better seasons than this. She put up comparable stats last year. Her team won 34 games. They're going to win 24 this year. So, very, very different. Well, so what am I saying? Going to win 24? They're going to win in and around 24. Yeah, they're going to win 10 less games than last year. But at the same time, she probably, like in hindsight, she was robbed of MVP last year. She probably does deserve to win MVP this year. I'm not going to argue that. Like, she honestly could be going for 3 MVPs in a row in 4 and 5 years. I don't think that would be a crazy thing. She is not good in general. She was just bad yesterday. Either way, that is the video. Let's stop rambling. We've hit 8 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.